Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you. Today is Saturday, in case you guys didn't know, February 22nd, 2025. And that means we're on a brand new master topic for everyone here. I hope you guys enjoyed the master topic for last week. I know I certainly did. So, welcome everyone to another fantastic episode of Inspirations for Your Life. The master topic, as well as the granular topic for today, is Inspiring Journeys of Growth and Renewal. We're on series 4 and we're on show 9, and this is episode number 1. And welcome, everyone. Maybe you'd like to take a moment to head over to the kitchen and get something absolutely scrumptiously delicious. Maybe that's something hot, something cold, something healthy, something sweet, something tart, whatever it is. Go ahead and get that and rush on back, all right? Well, welcome everyone. I do want to welcome everyone here to Inspirations for Your Life for another empowering episode here, where we have a amazing life journey to help you with your changes and your challenges, and of course your transformations. But what if we could learn to embrace those moments instead of fearing them? Um, we could do something different, like be empowered by them. In today's episode, I'm going to dive very deep into inspiring journeys that many people have and how that growth can bring a new sense of renewal. So, these stories of resilience and self discovery are incredible because they can fuel us with power of things to reinvent ourselves. Again, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I do encourage you to check out believemeachieve.com to replay this episode as well as many of my other great educational content. So, this episode is going to explore the mindset shifts, lessons, and daily practices that help us turn life's twists and challenges and those turns into opportunities for success, whether you're navigating a personal transformation or looking for motivation to push forward. This episode is packed with all those goodies, those nuggets, and insights to help fuel your journey. So let's dive in, everyone. What are you waiting for? So, the first point is embracing change as a catalyst. So, for growth, change is often seen as uncomfortable. And I've said this before, ladies and gentlemen. You have to practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable till it's a habit. But it is the fuel that ignites personal and professional growth. Instead of resisting change, what if we saw it as an opportunity to level up? There's a concept. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. I've said this before. It happens when we challenge ourselves to step beyond what we already know. Learning to embrace change with an open mind allows us to transform obstacles into stepping stones and move forward with confidence. That's something that scares a lot of people, but it is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I have to tell you, it is the truth. So if you think you're going to get successful by always being comfortable, well, think again because you're going to need to get a little uncomfortable. We talked about doing those exercises that I started a few weeks ago, which was the squats. And you have to do them properly with your knees being bent and your back in the right position. But after I did them for 2 weeks, and now I get up out of the chair, it's like I hardly even notice. There's like such minor discomfort. But the thing is, I do them every 2 days. So if I stop doing them, then guess what's going to happen? I'm going to get uncomfortable again. So what I do every few weeks is I add a few more squats. Typically, right now I'm up to 25 squats. Then I take a break for a minute or two. I do another 25 squats, take a break for a minute or two, and then do another 25 squats. And generally, if by the end of the first or second day I'm not in any major discomfort, I know that I'm on the right track. I might have some light discomfort, and that's perfectly fine. Number 2, overcoming adversity with resilience. This is a hard one for people to swallow. Life will throw us obstacles, right? But how we respond to them defines our path and shapes the character to who we become. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties, it's about bouncing back stronger than before. Think of adversity as a training ground for your inner strength. By shifting our own perspective and embracing setbacks as learning experiences, we develop the perseverance needed to push forward, no matter how tough the road ahead may seem. There's a great quote I want to share, and it's this: tough times never last, tough people always will. Tough times never last, tough people always will. Tough times will never last, tough people will always will. Number three, the role of self discovery in personal renewal. Who are you beyond the role you play in life? Self discovery is a amazingly powerful tool for renewal. It helps us align with our true purpose and our values. Taking time for introspection allows us to identify our strengths, passions, and the aspects of life that bring us fulfillment. Renewal starts from within, and the more we understand ourselves, the easier it becomes to make choices that align with our authentic selves. So it's important that we embrace self discovery at any age because there's so much magic inside of us when we just sit back and we ponder and we contemplate, because it's like going outside in the garden, right? And if you just go in the garden real quickly, you don't have to take the time to observe the beauty and smell the roses, well, you miss a lot of life. Number four, lessons from life. Unexpected turns. Life rarely goes exactly as planned. We know this. But sometimes detours lead us to most rewarding destinations. Unexpected challenges and changes often bring new perspectives, opportunities, and wisdom. Instead of resisting the unknown, we can learn to trust the journey, knowing that every twist in the road is shaping us into who we were meant to become. I know that's hard for a lot of people, but it is the truth. Number five, everyone, mindset shifts for lasting transformation. Um, that's a real powerful one there, isn't it? So, success isn't about just the talent or luck, it's about our mindset. Transformational growth begins with how we think. Do we see failures as an end or a stepping stone? Do we approach challenges with curiosity or fear? Do we reframe our thoughts to focus on possibility rather than limitation? Do we allow that to open the door to breakthroughs and long term personal development, or do we just cry over spilt milk? Number six, finding strength in challenges. Difficult moments test our character, but they also reveal our strength. Sometimes the hardest times in life are where we discover our deepest courage and resilience. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking a different question. What can I learn from this experience? When we shift our mindset from struggle to growth, challenges become an opportunity to become stronger and, of course, allow us to become more capable. Number seven, the power of letting go and moving forward. Holding on to past regrets, failures, or disappointments only weighs us down. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means freeing ourselves from the emotional baggage that holds us back. When we release what no longer serves us, we create space for new possibilities, new growth, and a future filled with purpose and fulfillment. Building a future aligned with purpose is really important. And this is number eight. Are you creating a life that truly reflects your values and your passions? Living with the intention means making choices that align with your greater purpose. It's about setting meaningful promises or goals or aspirations to yourself, taking purposeful action on your journey, and surrounding yourself with the right people and the environments that will uplift and inspire you. This is really important. The people you choose to be around and the environment you are in will set you up for success or not. When you align your actions with your deeper purpose, success and fulfillment naturally follow. It's like success chases you instead of you chasing success. Number nine, daily practices for continuous growth. Growth isn't just about big moments, it's about the small, consistent actions we take every single day in our life, whether it's reading, journaling, meditating, setting more promises or goals. The habits we build shape our future. By committing to continuous learning and self improvement, we ensure that we are always evolving, growing, and of course, moving forward. And I know that sounds hard for everyone, but it really is the truth. Again, this is not a 5 second, you're going to make it in 24 hours type of thing. This is something that's going to take some work. And just like it took me 2 weeks to get comfortable, okay, being uncomfortable with the slight discomfort I got from doing the squats, if I told somebody that, that would probably demotivate a lot of people. Oh, I don't want to get that back discomfort. And first, when I was doing it wrong because there was one guide I was looking at which said don't bend your knees. Now that's the wrong thing. So I started realizing the discomfort was not just in the back, but all the way up to the mid back. And I knew something was wrong there. So I went back and I checked and I realized that I had to bend my knees, keep proper form. And then I only got the discomfort just in my lower back. And that I knew was okay because from talking to trainers, I remember in the past that the discomfort in your back is going to be normal. I even felt below the back, I felt the hamstrings really firing. But as I started to stretch and as I started to do this more, guess what? My legs got stronger and I don't have that same discomfort. Now, when I go to get up, it's like barely noticeable. Okay. But before it was like, oh, wow, I had to take like a whole 20 or 30 seconds and say, I got to just shift. I was even in front of people a lot of times. They're like, oh, sorry if I'm getting up really slow. It's just I started doing these squats a week or so ago and my back is getting used to it. And everyone's like, okay, that's fine. Because I was really taking time to like get fully up and transfer that weight. Number 10, stories of reinvention and success. Some of the most inspiring people in the world have faced major setbacks, only to rise stronger than before. From entrepreneurs who built thriving businesses after failure to individuals who transformed their lives after personal struggles. Stories of reinvention remind us that it's never too late to rewrite our story. No matter where you are in life, you have the power to create a new chapter. All right, I have a story today that I want to share with you. So there was this the guy who was on this football team, and right now he was only he was basically I think he was just good. Yeah, he was basically being a junior, so he wasn't a senior yet, and he was really good at his sport that he was in, and a lot of scouts came to always find him. And so one time a scout had come out and had asked him, would you sign with my team? I know you're graduating, the end of next year, but can I sign you now so that you'd be on my team? And he said, I still have my whole senior year left, and come back to me at the end of next year, and I'll play for you. And so the coach thought this was kind of like strange that this player was having the opportunity to get a scholarship and be signed for a major school. So the next year came. Of course, the scouts were there, but he came back again. It was around just right around just before his graduation, and he signed. And the man said to him, why did you wait so long? Because he promised to let him have the 1 year. He promised to give him 1 year that he would still hold the scholarship for. He says, well, I've been playing football for a long time, and I did it for my other players. And he's like, what do you mean? Well, if I would have signed with you last year and you offered me the scholarship and I took it then, you wouldn't have come around to the football field anymore, would you? He's like, no. And by me not signing, yourself and other scouts have come around and they've been able to see a lot of the great talent that we have on the team. And they got the chance to get recruited. And lots of people were offering him, positions. And he kept to his word. He says, I promised you that I was going to play for you, and I am. And the man was so taken back what he did. Not only that he kept his word, because so many people wanted him, he was in such demand. But the fact that he did this for his fellow teammates. The story is not just about the fact that he got a scholarship, but the fact that he made a difference in other people's lives. I think regardless of, whether you are in grammar school, whether in high school, whether in college, or you're in your professional life, when you know there's an opportunity you can help someone, it's great to do that. Now, in this case, maybe it could be something as simple as maybe you're trying out for a play. But the fact that he kept his word when the coach came back and he accepted it. And the other thing I forgot to tell you is that during that time frame, there were about 8 other students that got scholarships because he chose to be selfless and not selfish. So many times in life, people are like, me first, me first, me first, me first. And I feel that when we live a mentality of being selfish, we miss one of the main reasons we're here, which is to help others. Now, I'm not talking about competition like in business, but I'm talking about things like scholarships, or I'm talking about things where, you can give somebody an opportunity. Just because he decided to not sign with that school for another year, there are like another 6 or 8 scholarships they're handed out. How many students do you know that would do something like that? His scholarship was locked in, and people were hitting him up left and right, still coming to see him. But if he would have signed, none of those scouts would be coming to the field because they were all coming to see him. But it was his hope that they would get to see some of the other great talent, and they did. So stories of reinvention and success like this are what this whole week is about. I'm going to be talking about different stories and how something as simple as making a choice to delay something didn't hurt him. He was still had the offer on the table. And people were like, why did he wait? He waited so he could give his fellow teammates a chance to be scouted. I think that is so priceless. When I hear of a student or anybody making a sacrifice, it not only brings goosebumps to me, but it just gives me this incredible feeling that when you do something to help others, it comes back to you. Now, I don't know if there's anything more with that story, but that's about all I know. I would bet that the fact that he was so unselfish, okay, selfless, that there are many more rewards on his path. Do you remember ever being in grammar school and maybe you weren't a great athlete? And, the gym instructor would basically pick, let's say, 4 team captains. And the team captains would have to go pick who's going to be on the team. They would always pick the people that are the most athletic. And so when the team got to the very end and there was that pick of should I pick the more athletic or pick the person that's not picked, there are some teams that would always go and pick the one that's not the most athletic. Do you know why? When you do that, you show that you're not just about the sport, that you're about trying to do the right thing. And you know what that does when the coach or the gym instructor sees that? Well, that gives you brownie points. Now, maybe that's why you did it. Maybe it's not. But I know there probably been hundreds of times that you've been not picked as the prime choice, unless you were a top athlete. And so the thing that I want you to understand from the story about this college and this kid at school is that he was in high school. He loved playing football, but he got this, let's say, feeling that he should wait. That's something I wish more students would get. How many people do you know that will sacrifice something to do the right thing for another? I don't know too many. And so just thinking about that for a moment, thinking about how all these other kids felt that they got a chance to be recruited. Remember, if he would have signed immediately, the scouts would have stopped coming to their football games. And so what he did was very selfless, very unselfish. And he gave like these 6 or 8 other players on his team, these other guys, an opportunity to get a scholarship. He was already done, and his opportunity was sunk in the bag. He was good, and I think a lot of people, they don't always do that. When you know that your position is secure and you need to give a little bit, I think you should. I think there needs to be more of that spirit in our world. More of the fact that these stories, they empower us. And hopefully if you're on a team or, you're an athlete and maybe you have the same situation, maybe you're offered this great scholarship and you secure that scholarship for 1 year. Would you do the same thing as this player? Or would you just want to secure your position immediately? The coach gave him his word. Coach wasn't going to go back on that. And the student gave him his word that he would play for him. He would sign with him if he came back next year. So he says, okay, I'll hold the scholarship for 1 year. You just don't hear about these things happening very often. And when they do, they just give me such an amazing feeling that I hope you'll take away from the story that will empower you to become a little better than you were before. When we help others, we actually help ourselves. There are so many opportunities in life where people, they run to do stuff. I mean, it could be something as simple as you're online at a buffet and you take the plates and you pass the plates to 2 or 3 people before you get your plate. You might think that's not a big deal, but that mind shift, that mindset, this is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, between somebody who's working corporately at a job that has to be, let's say, bound by all the rules, and they don't have a lot of leeway, to maybe somebody who is in management or somebody who's an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur. They get the flexibility. There was another quick story I'm going to tell you. There was this cop, and this cop was called to take these people in for stealing from a local, whether it was a Walmart or what have you. And he got there and he asked the lady, what did you steal? And she showed the food. Why did you steal? I said, because I needed to have food for my babies. I had no food, no milk, no nothing. And he did something really remarkable. He took his judgment that he normally would have exercised because of the job he was in, and he exercised his personal judgment, saying, look, you know what? He took back in the store and he paid for all those groceries and more. Now that sounds like something pretty amazing. So sometimes we can look outside the line. And I think those are the amazing thing, like what happened with the story of this kid who delayed his scholarship until he graduated. So other students in that school could get an opportunity to be seen by scouts, because if he had gotten his scholarship, no scouts would have came to the team. They wouldn't have thought there was a value of anybody else on the team. And it wasn't just this one school. It was many schools coming. When the coach from the school heard that, it not only made him want to give the scholarship to him, but also at that point planted the seed that he's going to be a captain. Do you know what happened in the next year or two after his freshman year at college? He became a captain. See, because captains are not just people or people that have the greatest athletic ability. No, these are people, ladies and gentlemen, that uphold a stronger standard. So many people want to play the game, and I get it. But when we can uphold something stronger, a purpose, I think that's amazing. And I know that sounds crazy, ladies and gentlemen, but a captain for a team has to be supportive of his team, right? He has to see if everybody's okay. The captain is the glue to the team. It's not the coach. The captain reports back to the coach, and there's a glue there, but the team might not all be glued to the coach. The team is glued to the captain. The captain knows if there's a problem with the player or if something going on. They're friends, but they're also there to make sure everybody is accountable. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we miss today with a lot of popular sports programs that are on, from major football games to soccer. We miss that. To them, it's all about the money. And although there's some friendships there, the primary reason they play is not because they like the sport. They play because they want the millions of dollars from being in the sport and playing and getting sponsorships. So I hope today you've learned something really valuable. I know I have. That when somebody at only a junior level in high school can act like an adult and delay getting that scholarship, oh my gosh, that is so, so very, very powerful. And I hope it sets an example to you, whether you're in sports or anything else, that we can do the right thing. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Go to believemeachieve.com. I'll catch you real soon, everyone.